Welcome back to Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches. I'm Richard.
I'm Noah.
And today we are dipping back into Noah's favorite monster well.
The MonsterVerse.
The MonsterVerse, because we both had the opportunity this past weekend to go see Godzilla x Kong.
The New Empire.
And go.
Oh, I love this movie. I have been unapologetic in loving these movies. I love the fact that you brought popcorn though, because it is just a popcorn flick.
It is.
It is just a popcorn flick. Did you spill it?
I did.
You spilled it all over
I'm
shelves.
horrible. I'm so sorry. Have some popcorn.
It's a popcorn flick.
There's a specific reason why I decided, well, not to mess up your shelves over here, but I decided
To bring popcorn?
to bring popcorn is because you have a lot to say about this movie.
I say that. I just really enjoyed it. This, I've always enjoyed this MonsterVerse concept as they've been going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been a fan of all things Godzilla. Even the bad Godzillas, minus the one we don't talk about.
Right. The movie that shall not be named.
The movie that shall not be named. I have enjoyed just about every single Godzilla movie. Whether because it's good or because it's so bad it's good.
Gotcha.
That's usually my take on Godzilla. So when they were like, we're going to do Godzilla versus Kong, and we're going to start doing all this stuff and having them cross over, I'm like, okay, they have taken any semblance of taking themselves seriously and just chucked it out the window and said, F it, we ball. Okay. Because they are dipping into the absurd Showa era Godzilla stuff. Where Mothra is actually magic. Like, yeah. Japan just was like, no, we're not even trying to bother with like, oh, the nukes caused Godzilla to grow. No, Mothra's just magic. Deal with it. She's magic and she reincarnates and it's like the same Mothra but different. Like the reborn Mothra are always...
Didn't she get severely injured in the last movie?
Died.
I thought she died in the last movie.
She died all the way back, but that's Mothra's thing is that she... Oh yeah, spoilers by the way for Godzilla x Kong, but... Do you care?
So I wasn't wrong. I was sitting in the theater thinking, wait a minute, she died.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, but she reincarnated.
Gotcha.
Because the magic underground people are playing with gravity and I don't know. Don't think, just consume. This is where I could consume it.
Well,
And I enjoyed it. I loved Mothra coming back. I loved the new lizard, Shimo.
Fire lizard? Or ice lizard.
I like the ice lizard. I'm not a big fan of the bad monkey Scar King. He's a little underwhelming, but also there's a baby Kong that was adorable and led to probably the funniest one. I thought you would get a kick out of it.
As long as the bad monkey wasn't King Kong's younger brother.
Yeah.
We'd have Lion King in the jungle.
Right. Although the baby, the little baby one, one of the funniest moments of the movie is Kong grabbing him by the leg and beating all the other apes with him. I could go on. It just had great moments. It was a giant, big screen monster fight flick. That is what it claimed to be. That is what it set out to be. And that is what it accomplished. I don't care about internal logic or consistency. I don't care that Kong is now Thanos with his own Infinity Gauntlet. You know?
Tick that off the mental list of references
right?
to use.
I just wanted to see Godzilla grab Kong and suplex him right into the freaking pyramid, which he does. It's great. It's taking a catnap in the Coliseum. It's a series of cool things that I just enjoyed. I just enjoyed it. Guilty pleasure at its finest. I'm not sorry. I will not be apologizing. This movie was fun. It got torn apart by critics, because of course it did, but it is sitting at a solid 90 to 92% audience score. And it's making money, so they'll probably keep making more of these. And you know what? As long as they keep giving me the fun, creative monsters fighting each other, I'm here every time. Because we've got a whole Japan's doing its own thing. If I want a good Godzilla movie, like an actually good movie that has Godzilla in it, I can go watch the Japan movies, you know? I love this. I'm eating good right now as a Godzilla fan. I'll shut up for a second.
Anything that I thought of saying, I knew your response would be what you said to me after watching Godzilla vs. Kong. You said, Dad, it's a Godzilla movie. And it pretty much shut down any commentary that I have. Because you're right, this is the ultimate consume the content movie. This is not a movie for thinking. This is a movie for just sitting back and eating popcorn and enjoying it, which is exactly what I did. And I did enjoy the movie. I mean, okay. I was able to consume, the content and take it for what it was. There's a few things that I noticed about it. You can't help but notice this is not Godzilla -1.
No, it's not.
It was an incredible movie.
It was an incredible
so
movie.
well done,
It's
so well
such a
acted,
good movie.
filmed, written, everything. It was fantastic. This is different. That's okay. I can deal with that. At some point during the movie, of course, I was wondering, were there any real sets in this movie? Or was it entirely acted in front of green screen? That was my first thought. Mm-hmm. It used to be that CGI was inserted into real-life movies to make those movies better. And now humans are being inserted into CGI movies to do what? I try to carry the plot, and they weren't even that important to the plot of this movie.
No, they
You
weren't.
could have taken the humans out of this movie.
You're right.
And this movie would have been fine.
Literally, we could have just had subtitles for or thought bubbles for the monsters. Honestly, honestly, I think is it Adam Wingard?
That actually might
Is
have
that
been
your name?
funnier.
The director's name? Hey, director, next movie, just thought bubbles. Just thought bubbles. Just do thought bubbles. We'll watch it.
Kong looking at one of his enemies with a thought bubble that just says WTF question mark. I'm in. I'm all in. That could be hysterical. I'll take it.
I want this.
Yes.
I need an edit. I need an edit of that on YouTube as like a proof of concept. That needs to be sent to the director.
Gotcha.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
So the other thing was, they took human situations. They gave them to animals.
Yes.
They gave them to gorillas.
Yep.
They gave them human-like sounds, the groaning that was taking place, and
the facial expression.
The facial expressions, all of that. To the point where I wondered...
Kong sneers at one point, and goes like,
All right. So I'm curious, did they do mocap for any of that?
Probably.
All right.
It's probably a lot of mocap.
So those were my thoughts. But again, every time I thought of something like that, I heard your voice in my head saying, Dad, it's a Godzilla movie. Right? I'm like, I didn't take a note. There was one thing about the movie that bothered me, consistently bothered me.
How many buildings?
No, I would have to go back and I would have to look at this.
Was it the submarine?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't the submarine. I was a submarine cook. I wasn't in the operations room. I was never in a control room. I only drove the boat once for about half an hour. And trust me, you don't want me driving one of those things.
I just thought because it was like going so fast, it was unrealistic.
How fast was it going?
Oh, I don't know. It just appeared and just.
Oh yeah, but
everywhere.
I mean, it wasn't on a secret mission. It could go pretty fast and regardless. Anyways, it's a Godzilla movie. It doesn't matter how fast the submarine goes. He got his artificial tooth. Mm-hmm. And I swear for the next 45 minutes of the movie, every time he opened his mouth, that was the original tooth showing. And that they only showed the CGI tooth, or the artificial tooth rather,
in close-ups?
In close-ups closer to the end of the movie. And I don't know if that was accurate or not. I don't know if that was lighting or the whole bit. But it bothered me because I was like, wait a minute.
You got so much attention.
How do you screw that up?
Okay.
And
I would have to go back and see that.
And I would have to go back and see that to see if I was accurate or not. But that just really bothered me because the tooth looked real for the most, right? Okay. Now, if that's right.
If your biggest
that's
complaint...
my biggest complaint is the CGI, is the artificial tooth. All right.
I love the idea though that Kong is like got a tooth infection and he's like, do I risk pissing him off? Yeah. And climbs back up and he's like, help guys, please.
I need my peeps. My peeps can fix this. Okay. Exactly how did a vet become a huge? You checked. I checked to see. And it's a real tooth, isn't it?
It's not colored. No attention to detail on this one.
How do you become a
Titan?
A Titan veterinarian, okay? And did they just happen to have one of these teeth laying around? Like, one day I think King Kong's gonna need a new tooth. I'll make one in advance. Really? That's what they did? I got a whole denture set in the back room. Need a molar? I got that too.
I did think it was a little suspicious how quickly he had that thing ready.
Yeah.
But I love that. I can't remember that character's name. I don't know any of these characters' names.
Daniel Stevens is the actor. Like he left Downton Abbey. He disappeared for a while, and he shows up in a King Kong movie.
Just because he can.
Revived a career. Well, I have no idea what he's done since then.
Me neither. I'd have to look it up. But I thought he's coming in. He's just playing music as he comes in. Like it reminded me of the first Kong movie. Ironically, Skull Island.
Yeah.
Where they're playing like. Did they play Fortunate Son in that one? It was one of the stereotypical Vietnam songs.
I don't remember.
That they played. But it reminded me of that.
Okay, so the character, very two-dimensional, very cardboard cutout. And I think the thing that disappointed me the most, and it's near the end of the movie, there's this little supposed to be funny interplay between his character and Brian...
Tyree Henry.
And it just missed. It misfired.
Yeah.
I know what it was supposed to do. It didn't work. And I think we're gonna buy into all of this other stuff, but at least can humans get it right? And it just didn't work for me. It may have worked for other people. I don't know. It was nice to see some familiar faces. Yeah. It was nice to see the follow-up on the young girl. She finally gets reunited with her peeps. That's good. That's all fine. Happy ending. Stepmom doesn't lose her stepdaughter. That's cool. That was a very nice touch. I mean,
I don't know. The Zero-G fight was pretty fun. I just they clash.
Oh yeah. Okay,
and they go Zero-G. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I love how ready. I gotta throw it up again. The meme I made for the last one with when you mentioned Kong, or not Kong, Godzilla being like the Gran Turismo, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Cranky uncle, cranky grandpa.
Get off my lawn.
They get off my lawn. Yeah, no more like more apparent than in this movie. I mean, he makes an appearance. There's a giant spider with like octopus mouth terrorizing Rome, and he runs up and he just beats the crap out of it, and he's like, wait, I need a bigger power-up. You give me your house. Give me your house.
I think that aspect of this movie might be the most entertaining. Very clearly, they're not both, Kong and Godzilla are not two alphas who need to stay apart. Godzilla is the alpha.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right, and this movie makes it clearer than clear.
Yeah.
Because he goes and he takes out the first creature, and then he's like, exactly, I need a power-up. You're going to die, I need your powers.
Uh-huh.
And then he turns hot pink, which is just really kind of interesting. It was cool. It was,
Director's two favorite colors are blue and pink, and Zilla's been pink in the past, so...
Cool.
I know.
It worked.
I liked it.
It worked. It was really good. And so he goes
Hot pink, neon pink,
he's
my
like,
favorite color too.
Yeah, sorry, you have to die because I need your powers. I'm going to take them, and he takes them, and okay, so yeah, they did need to work together, but God, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like your starting left guard goes down, so you call up 1 second stringer to help you. I mean, that was really it. Kong is the second string.
Kong's like, they say it's like, I just imagine. You're filling in the blanks of the conversation between these two when he shows back up in Egypt.
Oh, if you're filling in the blanks, you're working way too hard at this movie.
Like, you're not. You see what.
I know.
You know what I mean.
I know
you
what
see
you
the interplay, so you can fill it in. Yeah. Because they at least make it obvious.
No, that's what the thought bubbles would do. That'd be great.
Exactly what the thought bubbles. But like, you still get that. You get the sense that it's Kong's like, all right, let's do this. I gotta get him down here somehow. And Godzilla's just like, we had a deal. You were gonna stay down there. I was gonna leave you alone.
Right.
You were not gonna come up here.
Right.
I was gonna leave you alone.
Right.
You broke the deal. Now I'm here to kick your ass. Get back. And Kong's like, hits him with the punch a few times, bats him a few times. He grabs him by the tail and drags him. He's dragging him towards the hole in the ground. Just like, come on, please, before he gets back up. I just need him to listen for 2 seconds. If I can just get him down there, he'll see. That's this is how I was reacting to it. It was so much fun to watch.
Gotcha.
And Mothra shows up and Godzilla's like, wait, I like that one. Mm-hmm. Where'd you come from? I like you. Okay, fine.
Okay, no. There's a past relationship between Mothra and Godzilla that the characters were talking about in the movie, but I wasn't paying close enough attention to what they were saying because I didn't care.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay. What this movie...
It's a popcorn flick.
Because it's a popcorn flick.
You don't have to care.
In the first two movies, where you have that father-daughter combination...
Yeah.
Okay. You had some characters to invest in. You wanted to see them do well. They weren't super important to the movie, but it gave the movie a tiny bit of meat.
Yeah.
Right. This movie had no meat.
Yep.
With the exception of the relationship between a stepmother and a stepdaughter. And that was a happily ever ending after... Right. So here's the bottom. I enjoyed it. I don't regret it. Okay. I'm in the car. I'm on the way home with your brother, and I said, on the Napoleon Dynamite scale... This is okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've only mentioned the Napoleon Dynamite scale once or twice before. If you're not a regular viewer of Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches, it is the only movie where I sat pretty much stone-faced through the whole thing. And when it was over with, I said, there's 2 hours of my life I will never get back. What a total and complete waste of 2 hours.
Like
I just have despised that movie. And Godzilla is ex-Kong.
Yeah.
Considerably above Napoleon Dynamite on the movie scale.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I'd say if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's just fun. Just get popcorn and
so much fun.
Yeah,
so much fun. Just who doesn't want to see it?
CGI monsters beating the snot out of each other with a wholly predictable plot.
The only thing that would have made this better is if Godzilla had went for the drop kick. I'm still waiting. Mr. Director. I'm waiting. You're already going to the Showa. Give me the drop kick.
You need to replay the drop kick so they know what you're talking about. Would you like to see Godzilla do a kata during his warm-up? Yeah. Would you like that?
I see Godzilla just square up with do a speed back.
So one dad.
So people have been saying
there's Kong. Godzilla's going. Our
Kong's on the
enough,
on the heavy bag. Right. Like there's an alien invasion. Like, okay, here's your plot. Get this to the. there's an alien invasion. The humans
Okay.
are like, we gotta give them a space to like rest and power up. And then it's like Kong's on a heavy bag and he's boom, boom, and Godzilla's over there just on like lean back, T-Rex arming a speed bag.
I like it. And then showing them do that against the aliens. That'd be
Exactly!
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. Oh, I'm game. I'm in. We should write this.
Oh, that would be
Send
great.
a copy of this to the director.
It would be fantastic. I love that.
Well, we have expended
Pretty much everything I have
need
to say
about Godzilla X
Pretty
Kong,
mu-
except I liked it.
The only other thing is the as many people have pointed out, and I agree with, now that the Coliseum is officially his cat bed, I want to see in future installments him return to the Coliseum to take naps.
Yeah.
And I want them to put like cat toys,
Uh,
like wrecking balls. They can back.
I want the scene at the beginning of the next movie where there's two people looking down at him in the Coliseum saying, he's killing tourism. He's got to move. He's got to leave. And the other guy's saying, are you going to tell him?
Yeah. Call us, legendary. We have ideas. Have you seen Godzilla X Kong? What were your thoughts on it? Leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode.
We'll see you next time. A video brainstorming session.
It was great. We do that all the time. We've never done. I don't think we've ever like gone that far into it on video.
No,
We've done
probably
it
not.
occasionally. The shots before this one helped.
The shots always help.
But especially this one, given that it's Godzilla X Kong. Thank you for watching that. Thank you for going and watching it, because
my pleasure. You know, I met your brother there, and we sat down and we just chowed on popcorn and watched a movie, and yeah, it's cool.
great.